Hi, this is Ken Renner, real estate expert in the North Austin area. And I just want to thank you for taking some time to watch my virtual bus tour. This is going to be focusing on the Northwest Tech Corridor, Northwest Technology Corridor in the Austin area. And we're going to be focusing on new construction in this area. And so, as you know, this place is blowing up here. I live in the Northwest Tech Corridor, and I'm just seeing things explode. Of course, I've been doing this now, real estate, for over, well, nearly 40 years. I got my license for real estate license in 1983. So next year will be my 40th anniversary of being in the real estate industry. I've been in Austin since 1993. So I've been here for 30 years as a real estate broker, real estate expert. I know the area like the back of my hand. And so it's all this years of experience that I have and years of building relationships with the builders and the real estate community. It gives me an advantage over the average realtor that doesn't have that much experience and that much knowledge of the area. And really, literally, sold last year. We sold in 2021. We sold 156 houses. So we're very active and a small team, but very agile. And one of the things that we've been working on is, though you may have known me as the investment broker, I also live in the Northwest Tech Corridor, and we predicted a couple of years ago that there's going to be an influx of not only investors here, that there always has been, but there's going to be a lot of relocations happening. And of course, the pandemic accelerated that. And the purpose of this is to educate you about the Northwest Tech Corridor and also the available opportunities and the exclusive resources that we have that no other realtor has put together that I know of to help our clients be in a better position. We're going to also give you some strategies of what it takes to be competitive in this super competitive market. We'll also go down to granular level neighborhood because each builder has a different way they're releasing properties. And so some of them are on auction. Some of them are first come, first serve. Some of them are who's ever on my doorstep when we release the new lots, they're going to get it first. So it's a little bit different. Of course, we're all, this is new to us, cow to new gate, as they say in Texas. We're trying to figure it out. The builders are trying to figure it out. It's uncomfortable for buyers. It's uncomfortable for the builders. It's uncomfortable for the on-site sales agents, and especially the realtors like me that have to bring this news of having to make split decisions quickly on, a $500,000 to $1 million house. You have to decide very quickly because there's people lining up for these things. It's not going to slow down in the near future. We just don't have enough homes for the amount of people moving here. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and share screen. We're going to go ahead and get into the maps and go ahead and show you what we got here. All right, so just a little bit of geography and demographics. Downtown Austin is home to Google and several Indeed buildings. Of course, it's a city. We are now the 10th largest city in the nation. We have 2.2 million people. When I first moved here, Austin's population in 1993 was just over 500,000. So we've quadrupled in size and exponentially happening right now. We expect 100,000 people in the next year moving here. That's an incredible clip. So we have to be realistic with that many people moving here and very low supply. If you're going to compete in this market, you're going to have to be prepared and be ready and be able to act quickly, or you're going to waste a lot of time. So part of what I'm doing here is saving you some time so that you can have the best position possible. Okay, so some of the things about beautiful downtown Austin, one of the buildings, of course, you probably, if you've been following it, this right here is the Google building. That's the new 33-story tower that Google's. It's pretty much finished. And then, of course, we have Facebook just took the largest lease downtown of I think it was 160,000 square feet of lease space. They took the whole top half of a building. I'm not sure which one it is. But downtown is going to continue to explode and grow. Values here are incredibly hard to imagine. They're like California prices. So Going up to what we call the Northwest Tech Corridor, the new downtown, or the second downtown, is called the Domain. And that is the home to a lot of high-tech companies, including Facebook, Indeed, Verbo. This is an old Google Earth image. These buildings are all done. Expedia is a new headquarters is here. I didn't mention all the other, the other companies. I'll just kind of give you a quick review of what's going on. You have Google downtown, and you have Tesla out by the 130 corridor where it says Hornsby Bend. This area right there's the Tesla building here. This is Southeast Austin. Southeast Austin is underdeveloped and been underserved for the home building community, but Tesla's changing all that. There's just not a whole lot of construction going on. They need it. In fact, I would love to see if Elon Musk could start pumping out houses as quick as he's going to be pumping out cars. So that's that would help us solve our problem, Mr. Musk. So if anybody has a word in his ear, tell him we need him to start manufacturing houses, and quick. There's not enough houses here. The average salary is 50 to 60,000. That's not going to be enough to afford a medium price house unless both people are working. So that's Tesla down there, Southeast Austin. We're going to get back into the maps. Taylor right here. This is where the Samsung facility is going. There'll be about 2,000 employees. It's a $16 billion facility. This is all east of Austin. No real, nothing construction wise. They're trying to build, but they're just getting going on development. Until I guess the builders, until Samsung made their announcement, really were trying to do their best to build an infrastructure. Now it's here, it's real. So areas like Hutto and Round Rock are going to benefit from the Samsung facility. It is also going to be kind of a headquarters. So I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of executives that want to live in this area. So they're going to probably gravitate out here to where it's nicer. If you look at the topography of this area, most of this area east of Austin is flat prairie land, agricultural land. And so it gets much more scenic, and there's a lot more stuff going when you go west, and the prices also go up accordingly. And when we get to the west, now we're seeing hyper appreciation is in this quadrant. I've got kind of highlighted here. I've lived here. Brushy Creek is where I first bought my first house in 1993. Scott Felder house, I paid $139,000 for a brand new 2,600 square foot brick house. With all the bells and whistles. That was 1993. That house is now approaching $1 million. I wished I kept it, right? Okay, so it would have been paid off and it would be worth $1 million. But that's not the end of the world. I've got a bunch of properties here, and our family does too, in these very attractive areas. So the thing about what we have here in the Northwest Tech Corridor is there's not a whole lot of new construction in what I'm looking at right here. This is Round Rock. And we do have construction going out towards Hutto and towards northeast Round Rock. But as far as in this area, in this quadrant, which includes Cedar Park, Round Rock, it's pretty much closed out. The land was able to be built on, has been built on. So we have to go up the corridor. We call it the corridor because there's two major highways, 183 and 183A, and then also Ronald Reagan Boulevard. And when we get into our exclusive database spreadsheet, I'm going to show you. We'll be talking about 183, Ronald Reagan, and 29. That's the 29 is east-west in the Northwest Corridor. 183 is and Ronald Reagan are these two major thoroughfares right here that go up into the suburbs. So this is where all the action's happening in new construction, because it's where the land is. It's where we'll talk a little bit about school districts while we're here, because this is a virtual bus tour. So let's talk about that, because it seems to be one of the biggest concerns of our clients, especially moving in from out of state, moving here to buy a house, to live here. They want to make sure that they can have absolute best schools as possible. And so that's a moving target. I'll tell you something first of all, about the school ratings. It's really hard to, look at those school ratings. I'll put us back on full screen here. So a little bit about the school ratings. Okay, so it's hard to depend on the great schools ratings right now, and even the TEA ratings, because that's Texas Education Agency, and part of the problem with that is that their data is 3 years old. In 2019 was the last time TEA was updated. So that's 3 years old, and because of the pandemic, they haven't been doing the latest ratings. At great schools, same thing, is that a lot of the schools that are being built right now, they're not even on the radar. They're not even on the ratings. So you're going to have to do your own research. I do like to go into the sites that have the Facebook sites and things like that for the school, or they're where the parents can make comments and things like that. We already kind of know from the parents around that living here where the good schools. So and it depends on what area you're at, because Leander has a great school district, and most of the high schools are 7s or above, and it wasn't the case 2 years ago. And we're not even sure about those ratings now because the data is so old. So it's Liberty Hill has been the poster child of new schools, and though the ratings there are lower than you'd expect, that all is going to change because the demographic of people moving in, the income demographic, and the price of the houses are going to drive up the ratings, based on the fact that most of these educated home buyers want to have their kids educated. So Liberty Hill has been the poster child of school districts. Georgetown, I can tell you from personal experience, I'm not really impressed with the Georgetown school district. I moved into Liberty Hill to Santa Rita Ranch, and part of Santa Rita Ranch is in the Georgetown School District. The other part of it is in the Liberty Hill School District. And I wished the lines could be redrawn, because there's a brand new middle school for Liberty Hill. I can almost see it from my front yard. And there's a brand new elementary school for Liberty Hill, but my kid couldn't go there because of where the lines are drawn. So Round Rock schools are not all that great. And so we've chosen to go the private option. And so there are charter schools as well. There's private options, and that's going to be helpful for those that, okay, well, we want a beautiful house, found the perfect house, but it's not in the greatest school district. So there's my take on the school districts. Don't take too much wisdom from great schools ratings. Okay. All right, so we're going to focus on this and tell you what we have here that nobody else that I know of has, because it took us a long time and my assistants to go through and data mine all the subdivisions that we have to make it easier for you to be able to find properties. And here's what I'm saying. We've indexed all the builders and neighborhood sites. I'd say we probably got about 90% of them in here. I'm sure there's stuff that are missing, but we have when I see here this, and I'm going to share this with our clients that are in the reload mode. This is an exclusive document, though. It took us a lot of time and effort to put this together. You see 183 is going to be the 183 neighborhoods. That's Research Boulevard. And then RR is Ronald Reagan. That'd be the paralleling to 183 Ronald Reagan Boulevard. And then we have the East-West 29 that I just kind of covered. All of these builders have different ways of how they're selling their properties, and we'll touch that, and we'll even go through each one of these kind of piecemeal, so you can kind of get a cross section of what it's going to take for you to be able to get into this market, especially new construction. I'll visit on resales for a minute. The resales are still always an option, and we've had some really good success with buying the resales. It's just a different mode. You're going to be in a multiple offer situation most likely, and just got to be prepared for it. We still, last year in 2021, there was over 2,200 homes sold with over $100,000 over asking price in Austin Metro. So 6-figure over asking price is not out of the ordinary, especially in this Northwest Tech Corridor. I would have to say that the market has kind of adjusted and slowed down to that 6-figure over asking price. It's already the prices are already being reflected in the higher prices. So that we're not always seeing 6 figures, but I've seen even double 6 figures, even in the typical price range. Typical price range for our Northwest Tech Core reload for a high tech or a medical gal family is going to be 600 to $1 million. And their homes are quickly going up over $1 million for the nicer ones in the nicer areas. My house here that I paid $725 for is worth about 1.2, and I've only owned it for a year. So, and it's not slowing down the depreciation because we have a shortage. It's still waiting list. And I'll tell you something that's happening is that a lot of it has to do with the relationships we have with our on-site agents, the builder agents, because a lot of the lists are exclusive. They won't even go and put them on the website. They'll email us first because they know we have buyers. So this insider information is legal in real estate, and you can take advantage of this by working with our team. You wouldn't get this sheet here. You would not get the personal relation. You wouldn't be first in line when they release it. I mean, literally, I can show you email after email of them saying, "Hey, Ken, we've got this." I'll just go ahead and give you an example. But let me go ahead and get into my email real quick. And we'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, telling them I'm going to California, I'll put me on your VIP list. This list here of coming inventory, you can't get this list. This is not available. This is the homes that are available sit from 519 on up, and Perry actually sells over 1 million in this area. And this list is exclusive. I think that if you let me know the buyer attached specific address, no bidding, and it's first come, first serve. However, we have 3 sales per people working in the area. You have 24 hours to contract, or the home will be released to. So they're actually allowing us to make some choices here before they release it into. It'll actually never make it onto the website, and that's my point. And this is what we've been also building, is every one of these on-site agents, we are treating them right. Performing, bringing them coffee and gifts, whatever it is that we can be friendly, so they would call us first. So that also in my investor bus tour, I'll show you. I have a database of all the on-site agents as well. Okay, so what I did is I sent this email out to over 600 on-site agents, and they sent me list after list of homes, and some of them that'll never hit the market. Insider relationships, insider knowledge, once again, is perfectly legal in real estate. And it took me 30 years to become what we call a good old boy. And the good old boy means, and I didn't know that when I first moved here. I thought my California work ethic and, working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week is going to be, what I found out was all about relationships. And it takes years to build those relationships to become a good old boy. All right, now back to the map. Okay, so now you've got the lay of the land. I'm going to kind of go into some more detailed neighborhoods and what's going on in near and around, especially Leander. Leander's fastest growing city of its size in the nation. And it has a lot to do with our tech influence. Okay, so we have a couple big giant developments coming here that will change the face of Leander. And you can see this right here, this area that's already being even developed. You can see that the horizontal infrastructure of what's called Northline Mall is, or Northline Leander mixed use development has already been pretty much completed, and they'll be going vertical within the next 3 to 6 months. And this will be I think it was 160 acres of mixed use development, similar to the Domain. They call it the new Domain, a small domain. Surrounding that, you have the Northline Leander, you have the Austin Community College campus, which is already there. And you also have the train station. That's why the train station is a commuter train that goes all the way downtown. So you can actually live here and work downtown, never hit traffic at all. In fact, it takes about 50 minutes to get from here to downtown with the train. Sit there on your laptop with your headphones on, with your, they got Wi-Fi on it, and ride in style to go to downtown, and then take your Uber to work, or take an Uber to UT. If you're a UT student, you can live up here and commute to downtown and never hit traffic at all. There's also a hospital here, St. David's. They've got the medical plazas being built. There's also St. David's Emergency Center that's already there, but there's also a hospital that's being built right in here in this section too with St. David's. A lot of the communities nearby is what we're going to be looking at. And this, I'm going to go back to my map. Here's my list. This is my our list, and it is kind of done in a geographic area. So Horizon Lake, for instance, it's Pulte Taylor Morrison, brand new. that would be right here, Horizon Park Pulte. It's going to be right next to the huge Lakeline, the Northline Mall. And then also, one thing I didn't mention here is that this area right here is Leander Springs. Okay, that's another mixed use development. I mean, so this is already on its way. I don't know the particular progress of it right now, but it's also a huge mixed use development with a lagoon they're building right in the middle of the property. And then they're going to have retail and restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So you're sandwiched between two huge mixed use developments is Horizon Lake. Horizon Lake, though, itself is bidding war at blind auction. So they'll release 3 or 4 homes at a time, and you get the privilege of not knowing how much you have to pay for them. You just go ahead and see how deep your wallet is and how much over that you want to pay for the property. And that's going to be kind of one of the things I'm going to be repeating as I go through here, because auctions are a way of life right now. So this is downtown Leander, not much to downtown Leander. It's kind of just a little quaint little downtown with the city hall and what have you here, but you do have all this mixed use development that will change the whole Leander vibe and atmosphere. HEB Plus, which is like a super grocery store. That's where I go shopping. Sometimes we have a new HEB near our house, but sometimes I'm over this way and we'll go to the HEB Plus here. They have everything you could possibly imagine. So going back out to the map, we go north here, and you can kind of see on this is, oh, Treviso. We didn't go here. Leander also has some very scenic higher end properties called Treviso, and that is out 1431. That would be right in here. So Treviso. So if I get back to the map, so you can kind of look, this is 183, Treviso is over here. Once again, that's going to be bidding wars, auctions, and a lot of I go there and the sign says we won't have home sites available for sale till summertime. Please call back then. And even then, when you get summertime, it's going to take a year and a half to build. So you're looking at maybe 2 years. But I want to kind of show you how my spreadsheet works, because you can kind of look at the what we have here. Toll Brothers is a higher end semi-custom builder, and that's what the links are here for. So one of the things we're having to do with our clients that come in from out of town, we have to get them prepared for these on-site agents, because they have literally thousands of people on their interest list. There's no way for them to possibly manage these lists. So once again, it's being there in front on their doorstep is oftentimes the way to do it. And part of that is also having your loan pre-approved, preferably with the builder's lender if you've chosen an area, and have a couple floor plans that you already know you like, and be ready to move quickly, because a lot of times it comes simply as a email saying we've released 7 houses and they'll sell that day. So I hope, it's kind of like, I hope you're near your email when that email comes out. And so it is frustrating, and there's no art to it at this point. Actually, there's no science to it. It's kind of like, well, everybody has to fight for themselves. That's why you want to have a representative that's here on boots on the ground, and don't try to do this that much from a distance. We have people buying sight unseen out here, $750,000 houses, just because that's what they have to do. We, of course, will come out there with a video camera, do a FaceTime, whatever we need to do, but that's kind of where we're at if you're not able to get here. So going down the list, we have Carneros Ranch is pretty much almost sold out. We have Divine Lake, and I'll kind of show you where that is. And going back up into the area where they actually have land. This is Divine Lake. It's Lennar Homes, and they have 2 different series of homes. Once again, they are also on a waiting list, or get on a waiting list. And when they release their properties, then you can have a welcome to purchase them. I don't think they're on bidding right now. I think they just release them and then you pay the price, whatever it ends up being. Lennar, none of these will sell to investors, just FYI. We did get an investor in there who was able to buy a couple when Lennar decided it was okay to sell during a couple months last year. But other than that, no investors. But this is a great area, once again, because it's close to where Leander North. I mean, you can almost walk to it. And it's also 183, the toll road, which now ends right here. As far as the completed toll road here is very close by, a mile or so away. You have the elementary, middle, and high school right there within walking distance. So I'm going to point out a couple of these, what we're liking. We have Homestead by Gian. They're down to 3 or 4 homes. I bet they're probably sold out at this point. Deerbrook is one of the poster childs. I really like this area. Deerbrook is very scenic, and they have homes between 600 and $1 million, and they do have availability. This is where we're selling right now, is the last of the Gian product, the Gian homes, and they're definitely have availability of properties, and they are on a set price, no bidding. But once again, if you're going to buy in this area, you're going to want to get pre-approved with the lender, their lender, and also pick a few floor plans out. So let's go back to the spreadsheet and kind of show you Deerbrook. All these builders are pretty much done with Deerbrook. We'll have to update this as they're pretty much closed out. Again, oh, there we go. That's a beautiful house, actually. This is about 3,500 square foot. It's the model home. And pictures of the model home. Beautiful 2-story ceilings. This one will rent you just under 900,000. Has a game room and a media room. So once again, we are very bullish on this neighborhood. I find it to be very scenic, and there's availability of homes, and they're not on bidding wars. But you do have to be ready, willing, and able, and pre-approved, hopefully, with the floor plans. This is a very relational thing now with our on-site agents. They have so many buyers that if we're not showing really seriousness, not just being on a wait list, but getting very prepared, so they can just pick up the phone when the house comes on the market and call us first. That's exactly what I tell them. In fact, I'm going to see if there's a call us first.com, because that's what we're building, is getting in front of the inventory before it ever hits the market, basically off market properties, and making sure that they call us first. So going back to the corridor again. So that is just north of the high school. We have another area here that's also on, this one's on bidding, which is Mockingbird Park. You can get homes in here between the 5s and 6s right now. It's a little bit smaller. The smallest product they have, I think, is pretty much sold out. Their bigger product, they still have homes. It's also on a blind auction bidding. And you're seeing base prices around 5, 5.25, and to 550 to 560, and then probably get bid up around 80 to 100,000 from there. Okay, and that same story. All right, there's Deerbrook, big old. They're almost closed out, and once they get closed out, that's it. We're waiting for the next lots to be built. We have in this area here, we have Bryson, and Bryson right now is down to 2 builders that have actual inventory. One is Lennar. They have about, I think 50, 70 lots coming up in the next month or 2 that people have been waiting for a long time. And they'll have up to about 2,600 square feet. So, and they also have, the model home is really nice because it has an ADU. So you can have a, mixed, like an extra unit for an elderly grandmother or a college student. So that's kind of nice. There's several builders in Bryson, but the only ones that have lots available are going to be Lennar right now. So this is where you've got these links already handy dandy for you to look at, see new homes coming soon. Once again, it's going to be pre-approved people ready to go that happen to be on the top of the on-site agent's mind. That's who's going to get the opportunities. So we also have Chesmar. They have lots coming up. They're only going to release about 4 or 5 houses. This is going to be a smaller series in Bryson. It's going to be more of the like 12 1,700 to 2,500 square foot houses. And they have a rather substantial email list. I've been there 3 or 4 times in the last month, just making friends with these two folks here, Jackie and Desiree. So by the way, when you're looking at these, a lot of times these on-site on these websites, you're talking to the phone number or the email address is going to be with the online sales service associate. They really don't have the up-to-date instant information. Most of them don't information that you need. You really got to get a hold and get in contact with these, or we do, especially with relationship rather than just some random person calling from California. Here, and you get, we're more VIPs, so you get the benefit of that by working with us. It really, it's what we have to do. We have to get in front of everybody else, and we're using every aspect of our ability to try to get in front of them. You also have these links will take you to the community website, saving you time, effort, money, so you don't have to dig for these sites, and you can kind of see a lot of these master plan sites are out of date, especially when it comes to the home sales, but it doesn't matter. At least you can get a feel for the community. Back to the corridor. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Pretty much done with the Northwest Tech Corridor. I'm not going to go too much into Liberty Hill. We do have Stonewall Ranch, more affordable housing, and that's available. We do have some higher price Northgate and some others in this area if you want some more land. We'll do another Liberty Hill West video, but this area here is blowing up. You can get acre lots, custom home, semi-custom home for under $1 million. And so, but I'm going to defer back to where most of the people are focusing. So I'm going to kind of go over the Ronald Reagan corridor. And if you take a look at my spreadsheet here, where is it? Here we go. You know, Bar W here. And then there's a couple of subdivisions right next to each other. So looking at Ronald Reagan Boulevard right up here. So right here is Palmyra. Coventry Homes, I believe, has 70 lots coming. The rest of these guys are kind of sold out. So Palmyra is right off, really good location, right off of Ronald Reagan. And actually this road here is an East San Gabriel Parkway will cut down and cut right into Ronald Reagan here. It's already cordoned off. They've already got it in the plan. I don't know when it's going to happen. Palmyra is good. This area of, let me get back to the map here, is an interesting area, the confluence of 29, Ronald Reagan, and this area, because there are 3 cities that come together here. There is up here, you have Liberty Hill, its city limits come through here. You also have Leander right in here. This is all Leander going southwest from here. And then you have Georgetown right in here. And the kind of funky thing about all that is, and that's why you have us, is that you can have a Georgetown address, but Liberty Hill schools. You can have a Leander address and you can have Liberty Hill schools. Or you can have a, like I do, I have a Liberty Hill address, but I have Georgetown schools. Is it confusing? It is, but that's why we're here to help you save time. So going back. So Bar W, 750 units, DR Horton and a couple other builders in there, but DR Horton's the only active one. This area here is DR Horton auction. They sell about 3 or 5 houses a week, and they will be blind auction bidding war. Usually going to be looking about 60 to 100,000 over what they're asking to get it. We've actually had one of our clients, I think he bid 80 over and he got it. So he's very happy. This is going to be Liberty Hill Schools, but a Leander address. Across the way is Bluffview, a great development, super popular. It does also have its school district split between Liberty Hill and Leander. Low tax rate too, 2.2 or 2.3. Big time waiting list between Pulte Home Builders and Taylor Morrison. You've got people fighting over this. This is going to be 6-figure plus over asking. People will just pull their wallets out, and that's where they want to be, is Bluffview. And it's frustrating because you don't always, even with that much over, you don't always get it. And you got to be there when they open it up sales that day, putting in your offer. Okay. So nice thing about this, a brand new HEB grocery store. It's actually here. It's not a concept. This is where it's 3 minutes from my house. 110,000 square foot grocery store at the corner of 29 and Ronald Reagan Boulevard. And this area here is also exploding with growth and a very desirable place to live. So I'm going to go back over to the west here, kind of give you some. We have a couple different builders in here. We have Larkspur, which is Milestone's only builder left in there. They have about 70 or 80 home sites left. They're active. You have to make an appointment to see them. We can do FaceTime if you want, but they sell in about 30 to 40 houses a month, and they only have 70 or 80. So there's about a 2-month window as of now for you to get into Larkspur. Price point starting in the 500s, not bad. Orchard Ridge is a great little community. It's a number of different builders. You'll see them on the spreadsheet. We sold a bunch of homes in here already to our reload buyers. Lots of stuff going for it, and of course, it's really close to the HEB, to the Leander Springs, to the Northline Mall. Just a really good suburb, and also has Liberty Hill schools. So going north from here, we have Santa Rita Ranch. This is where I live. I chose to live here. In other words, I've been looking for a year to find a house, and I finally found the one I want. It was right here in Santa Rita Ranch, which is on the north side of 29 on the Ronald Reagan corridor. This is the 800-pound gorilla for the area. There's going to be over 8,000 houses in this area. They're about 2,500 into it. And they have a number of different builders that are in here. I think 12 different builders. And so we could spend all day when you come out here just in Santa Rita Ranch alone. Santa Rita Ranch South is Liberty Hill Schools with the Santa Rita Elementary School. This is all they have left as of a few days ago. They had like 60 home sites left, but they're probably going to be sold within the next 2 months. They've now moved over to net behind the brand new middle school, which is a Leander Middle School. And this area right in here, they're building, well, this same builders from South will be building in this area too. So we have a lot of different mixed builders in there. So lots of opportunity on Santa Rita South. And then you have Santa Rita North, which is where I live. And this is going to be, I'm going to do a whole video on Santa Rita by itself, but this is where we have view homes as well as homes up over into the millions, even as high as close to $2 million. Who would have thought? But you have a number of different builders in there. They're on the list. And like, for instance, this is my house here. And I have, and you can see there was, my pool was being put in when they were doing this, and I have a pretty substantial view, probably about a 30-mile view out the back. So a number of different builders in Santa Rita North. And then you also have just north of there, Pulte took all this land here. They're building 1,300 homes, which will also become part of Santa Rita. That just happened, just closed on that land. Bulldozer's already out there. This is now Regency at Santa Rita Ranch, which is 1,000 homes being built all in this area right behind my house. We can see the bulldozers now. And this is a Toll Brothers retirement community. So that is over 55 active adult community with a $12 million amenity center and 1,000 homes, all designed for the empty nesters. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a high-end retirement community, and I don't even like to say retirement, active adult community. One sidebar before I go back down 29 is Palmer Ranch. This is 2,200 homes up in Georgetown. A great location. And still very more rural out here, but 2,200 homes is going to change the face of this. They just started selling homes in the 500s, even in the 400s, at starting around 17 to 2,200 square feet. Georgetown is the place where people all want to be close to because of its quaintness. It's like where we go on date night is Georgetown. So Georgetown is off the 29 I-35 corridor. So kind of giving the 800-pound, I mean, 10,000 foot view here is you have New HEB, you have Palmera Ridge, Bar W, you have Santa Rita Ranch and Larkspur. They're all in this area. Everything I went over is within a 5-mile radius of each other. And for me, it's great because I'm 10, 15 minutes from any of these areas. I can jump out there and hit something, hits the market. I can get my camera on it and we can get up and go. Lastly, we're going to do is the 29 corridor. East-west. It's all 25 minutes to Apple. So we are very convenient. So first one is Morningstar, which is just north of 29, just south of Santa Rita Ranch. They have 2 builders that are selling in there, 3 now, that are, you can see this area right here. This is going to be Braun Homes, and they're already building homes here. And you can go, once again, you'll be able to, I don't think there's any bidding on these, but you kind of like pick, you have to pick the house. You pick it, what they get, what they have available is what you have. And then we also have Saratoga Homes and Meritage in there. So some opportunities in this area as well, and probably the last opportunities because this section here is all they have left. And what'll happen is that once they're sold out, and then we call the builders gap out. There's no more until they find another subdivision that they're desperately trying to build right now, but I don't think they can keep up. Just further south on our spreadsheet is going to be, not further south, further east off of 29. You have Cimarron Hills Golf Community. These are multi-million-dollar homes around a Jack Nicklaus golf course. It's been here for a long time. If you're a golfer and you're in the multi-million range, that's something we need to probably look at. Not much new construction in there, but lots of great houses. Next to it is Oaks at San Gabriel. I like this community a lot, and there's opportunities coming up. All the land's being built on, being developed, and there are lots of releases of lots of lots here. And once again, we need to get you picked out a floor plan, pick the builders. There's a couple of builders in there. Braun's going to be in here as well as what's the other one? I have to go back and look at my spreadsheet, but yeah, Oaks at San Gabriel is the last one going this way that it's still Liberty Hill Schools, except for, I guess we have Lively Ranch is also, I think, Liberty Hill Schools. Yeah, Guillen's building, that's it. Guillen is also building, great builder. Guillen is building in Oaks at San Gabriel. Let's see, this is Lively Ranch right in here. And that's the end of where the school district changes. So Lively Ranch is a D.R. Horton community. They're in the nice houses in the $600,000 to $700,000 range. It is a bidding process. And you have going into Georgetown schools, you have Water Oak pretty much waiting on lots. Riverview, nice, got lots coming up. Guillen, also great builder. This is a great area. I like this builder. Price points are going to be, $600,000 to $900,000 plus. So they have lots available. We watch for the bulldozers, by the way. When we see bulldozers going in, we want to know what's coming. You got Wolf Ranch is another huge mixed-use development. It covers a lot of territory. And that area is right here, Wolf Ranch, all through here, luxury, anywhere from 600 to $1 million plus. And bidding wars or bidding auction process for most of those. Lennar also has a smaller section, and there's Wolf Ranch South. So there's also really good opportunities. And they have a town center here, a large mixed use development. And then, of course, the quaint downtown Georgetown area that everybody gravitates to because there's so much cool stuff going on, festivals and Christmas time. They have the courthouse in the middle of the trying to see where that courthouse is, in the middle of the square. And then they have, restaurants, cafes, little antique shops and all that kind of stuff surrounding it. So it was ranked by Southern Living magazine a couple of years ago as the nicest small city in the South, and for good reason. It's one of the reasons we've been looking all around Georgetown to get in here, and we got near there. So that's kind of our east-west, north-south high-tech corridor. I know there's a lot of information to cover, but that's why we have this cheat sheet here, which allows you to be able to click on it without having to go dig for them. And then, of course, you can call us and we can tell you kind of what the what the current status of what these properties would be. So, you can see we also are harvesting their email address, their phone number. These are things that are really hard to get because the online concierge doesn't want to give you their emails. We grab their cards when we go in, when we're showing property, and we fill this sheet out and we stay in front of them and tell them we're here to help sell their homes, and they appreciate it. So it's all about relationships, and it's all about helping you guys with the resources and tools to be able to get yourself in a position where you can win, and so that we can help you find a home and walk you through this process. So Ken Renner signing off, 512-423-5626. Ken, Kenn at buyaustin.com. I will see you out here in Northwest Tech Corridor. If not, I will see you online. Talk to you soon.